Is that sufficient reason for us to perhaps have a second look at our foreign policy?
Well, your question is the most appropriate at this critical time. Our foreign policy needs review. It has to be predicated on objectivity of purpose. So this is the issue. When we are talking about Xenophobia, there are many cases when they attack Africans. Research has shown the manner of mistreatment to Nigerians in particular. You just imagine Nigerians in a car driving, and then we are accosted by police. Why is it that it is the Nigerian driving at that particular minute you want to attack? So please, you see, there is the need, all right, for objectivity of purpose to find out why it is like that. Apart from the fact that the people of South Africa do not know much about this. If you look at why Nigerians are always targeted, I was discussing earlier with Tam George, a friend, who told me about his experience, that look, why Nigerians will only be targeted, not just in South Africa, but elsewhere, is that you see the Nigerian, the ordinary Nigerian, even the poor Nigerian, does not want to serve as a servant, as a slave, to any white man, to any landlord, to anybody. Rather than accept to be subservient, they prefer to set up a shop, do whatever there, make money, and go to school. So the Nigerian has a sort of independentist personality. And in this case, you know, they are never bogged down by any problem. They thrive in most difficult situations in the world. In fact, where we do not want, where even ordinary animals wouldn't want to go and stay because of inclement situation, the Nigerian will still venture to go there. So when they now survive, when they try to make money, those who are indolent, those who are lazy, will now begin to see that this foreigner is doing X, Y, Z. And they are always targeted. And that's why, to a great extent, if you are seeking solution to all these type of problems, it is not just public enlightenment alone, but to make the whole government understand the character of the Nigerian. The Nigerian is very perseverant. All right, and will relate and will defend himself or herself.
Okay. So now that whether it's an invitation or a recall for Nigerians High Commissioner to South Africa, who should be back now, what should our next step be?
I think our next step, after the briefing by the recall, the invited officials, should be largely a function of the briefing. We don't know what their briefing will be. However, I think the best thing for the government of Nigeria is to provide adequate funds for research on the contributions of Nigeria to the emancipation, all right, of the people of South Africa. You know, for us at the Institute, we've started putting all these research efforts together, but there's no fund. There's no fund at all. The major problem, I think this question reminds me of why there's problem. You know, in a radio television program like this in South Africa, Brigadier General Budamawa was then our High Commissioner to South Africa. He drew attention of the people of Nigeria to this program. And what was said there was that the people and government of Nigeria only supported anti-apartheid struggle for her own quote and unquote economic motivational purposes. That all that we did was not altruistic in nature, not to help others, but because of our economic interest, vested interest. So, if you have a radio program, all right, telling the people that you only came to look for economic interest, why wouldn't you expect hostility in return, especially when Nigerians are going there to do businesses? So this is the issue. So we need to rewrite, all right, the story on the basis of objectivity, not the way it has been distorted in South Africa.
But then also in the light of this statement, I mean, that looks like it's going to be long term. In the light of the statement of South Africa, what do you think that Nigeria should be doing? Should they be saying this is still an invitation, or should they really make this a protest?
Well, I think that we should even go beyond protest. Not just recovery is passive. You see, the issue is that there are two powerful arguments scholars talk about. One, in South Africa, it has been argued that the xenophobes, many South Africans now look at themselves as another Aryan race in Germany, that is a superior class of people. And because of that, if a group of people is talking about superiority, then why would we want inferior people to come? And there's a study, research study, which has shown that in Southern Africa, 24% of South Africans are totally against any foreigner coming to South Africa. Then 64% said no, it shouldn't be outright ban, but very restricted number of people to come in. Now if you add 24 plus 64, you will see now that about 80 something of the population of South Africa they have reservations about foreigners coming there. So this is the issue. So if South Africans do not want foreigners, then why should South Africans be welcome in other parts of Africa? So as Nigeria is leading in this case, please let the message be sent across appropriately.
All right, thank you very much indeed, Professor Bola Akintayo is the Director General, Nigerian Institute of International Affairs, giving his perspective on the xenophobic attacks in South Africa. Thank you for coming again today.
Thank you, Sir Player.
All right, we'll be back in just a moment. Don't go away.